How did the Chinese super team timed a plus 22 Skyreach to become the very first team to have a resilient 22? Hey guys, Petko here. These guys are almost 4,200 score, well 4,100 and I think 68. And they're already a resilient 22. And today, once again, welcome to another episode where we're going to be reviewing the highest and the best keys in the world in the current season. We are having a Unholy DK POV. This has happened 2 days ago, and we're going to take a look on the advanced strats and everything that they do in this key to achieve 22 Skyreach, which obviously is a crazy achievement if you think about it on its own. So yeah, let's take a look what these gamers do, talk about it, and discuss it. All right, so I have prepared you the Chinese Unholy DK POV because we haven't seen them in a while. The same setup. The only thing that I do differently, I must say, is that I spoke to the leader, the tank, and he said that he replaced the healer with different healer. Apparently, this guy is like much better geared and the best healer in China by his own words. So they only replace the healer. Quality so far looks to be a little bit a scuffed one, but we're gonna try our best to see what we can do. It's currently 720p instead of 1080 though. Okay, so standard first pull, very large. Focusing here the bird that does pulsating AoE and the important prior target. Now, pay attention to what they do. Look at this, what they do. Everybody is focusing the priority target. They're playing double bird, but they're staggering the birds. The reason why do you want to stagger the birds? You want to make sure you don't have a double AoE at the same time, because that means a sure death. As you can see, he has timers in front of the screen telling him in XYZ seconds you're going to get XYZ ability, right? So they can already prepare. First round of defensives, second round is externals. Externals means Zephyrs and Darknesses. And that's pretty much it. They focus one bird to die very quick before he casts second type of AoE. Because if you get double AoE, you're going to end up being dead. And here is the power of this setup. Think about this, okay? I'm gonna read this a bit more. The power of this setup, because they have cooldowns every 1.5 minutes, and the DH has cooldowns every 45 seconds. You don't need to wait for measured cooldowns to come back up because they already have them. Now they're gonna go next pack immediately. Triple caster, regular pull, once again measured cooldowns. My question here would be whether or not they're gonna be pulling stuff outside of the room. Now, they did fix that, by the way, with a weekly reset. They did fix that with the Brewmaster. Brewmaster can no longer pull through the wall with a 4-piece. I think you can still chi burst through the wall, however. That's about it. For China, the reset happens on Thursday, so they still haven't got the reset, okay? That's why they can still do it through the wall. But on Thursday, they have fixed this. Just look at the damage they do. Bottom left, look at the damage they do, by the way. Like, Death Knights are gapping everybody. On the highest or the highest level of keys in China, DKs are always first in overall. Always. And they're not first by a small margin, they're first by a large margin. And DK nerfs are happening in like... It already happened in Europe and NA, but for them it's gonna happen tomorrow. 7% nerf in AoE and 2% nerf on single target. They are not pulling through the wall, by the way. Look at this. Oh, are they pulling through the wall? Let me check. The Brewmaster Monk is slowly walking to the edge of the corner. I think they are gonna be pulling, right? Let me check. Aha! Okay, so you saw what happened here? The Evoker just lined the AoE, right? They're tanking it closer to the wall here, and do what they do. They're baiting in the middle, okay? They're baiting in the middle, the circles, and they're lining left and right if you can. Evokers can do it consistently because they don't lose as much damage. The rest of the classes are gonna be much harder. Look what they do. They don't run with the boss. They just tank the boss. And putting the circles in the middle. Very smart, by the way. I like that strat. Instead of moving the boss all the time, tank stays right in the middle. And never moves. This way, it becomes easier for everybody. You just you just put the circles nearby the wall, in the opposite of the wall. And that's it. Interesting. Okay. Okay. I'm gonna skip through this boss because there is nothing interesting happening here. Just gonna kill it. I wanna check the timer whenever they kill the boss. Nobody died, right? Yeah, nobody died so far. Just gonna skip into the kill the boss. The timer is really good. So far, 6 minutes. 6 minutes into the fight on a plus 22, the boss is already being defeated. Well, 6 minutes and like what, 10 seconds. Their single target is crazy. For them to defeat it in that short amount of time, it's crazy. Now they're saving their second potions. They're saving second potions for what? Let me take a look what. Okay, so for the people that do not know, oh, sorry. All right, so for the people that do not know, left side and right side, there's a difference. On a left side, you get different mob type instead of the right side, right? One of the different mobs here. That's why most of the people play a right side with a casters. I believe on the right side you get one less caster, and the left side you get more casters, but then one less tank buster for the tank. So this should be harder for the tank, easier for the group, because the more casters you have, the more shields you're gonna get, and those shields pulsate AoE damage. Those shields are applied to random targets until you break them. You can also purge them. They do pulsating damage. That's why most of the groups are going right side instead of left side. That is the difference. Left side harder for the group, more things healer to heal. As you can see, look at that shield that the Elemental had. See that? Look at the HP of the Elemental now. The casters are applying that shield, and until that shield is broken, see that white stuff here? That's the shield. Until that shield is broken, it does pulsating AoE to the group. So right side has one less caster, I believe. However, it has one more tank buster. It's harder for the tank to do this pull. And left side has just more casters. That's it. Focusing here on prayer target. The most important thing here is as soon as this elemental spawns the orb, make sure to kill the orb. If you don't kill the orb is going to do pulsating AoE damage, plus going to heal all targets, which is most definitely unfortunate. I want you to remember one thing before we continue. You have a sole responsibility as a DPS to defeat the orb and switch to it. What happened here to the left, sorry, I was yapping. What happened here to the left side is that they sleepwalk one of the casters, right? And now they're just gonna put to the next pack. I think they're gonna be skipping something after this. I'm very curious what they're gonna skip. Okay. Let's take a look. That's so they because they use their major cooldowns after the boss. Now they do a recovery pool. They focus one big guy, a couple of smallies. They funnel the big guy, and I believe as soon as the big guy dies, they're gonna go double. No, they're not gonna go double. Maybe they have cooldowns right now. They're just popping all of the cooldowns, right? Yeah, okay, that's all cooldown. That's why they changed, because they had cooldowns and they're just focusing one target. Okay, that's fine. I wanna see, are they gonna chain after the giant is dead here? Let's take a look. Yes, okay, so as soon as one giant is dead, they're just gonna chain the rest. Once again, double giant here hurts very much on 22. Like, if you do get suck on you, or that, you know, the line that you get, the spirit damage, I forgot the name of it. If you have no defensive, you're gonna die. Luckily, as a DK, you cannot die. You can just dead strike, whatever. Okay, darkness in. They're gonna kill the big guys, that's fine. Nobody died. MZ here as well. Oh, the Evoker dies. Evoker is dying through... Look at this, wow. That is 70% of his health through Iron Bark. Iron Bark? Not 70, 60%. Wow. The damage that these guys do are just crazy. What the hell? And meanwhile, if this gets to be on DK, you're gonna see his health right now. If it's on DK. No, it's on Supreme, the DH. Even DH is not dropping that much. He's living without defensive. Okay, so this boss is actually, in my opinion, quite easy boss if you have somebody to juggle the line with you. Healer always soaks. Tank can soak after the frontal. And you have DK with it. If tank doesn't want to soak, you can juggle DH and augmentation evoker. What I mean by juggle is, let's say, if you stay close to the beam, you can soak it. One person can go in and out all the time, and this way the beam doesn't do damage to neither you or the person that does the juggle with the beam. Most of the time, evokers can do it because once they hover, they can cast abilities without losing damage. So BM Hunter can also do it, Devastation Evoker can also do it, you know. So we have here DH soaking, augmentation soaking with decay, and restoration rate on its own. As you can see, look what they do. See that? DK, look what DK is doing. Because augmentation doesn't want to move, DK is moving left and right, left and right. This way, neither of them takes any damage. See that? That's how you do it. So the DH soaked first, and as soon as the frontal was done, tank went to soak again. And I think they're gonna do this until the rest of the fight. Let me just check right now. DK with Evoker always. Yeah, you can also do it, by the way, for the bolt beams left and right. See that? If they are too nearby, you can do it. As soon as front was done, tank goes and soaks instead of a DH, and then that's it. And the restoration druid always soaks. Very smart of them. They don't put anything, by the way, on top of the boss. I've seen groups pulling mobs on top of this boss. They don't. They just smurf it, they use Bloodlust, and that's it. Easy boss. I would assume nobody dies here. We're gonna skip it for now because that goes on and on and on for like next 4 minutes. And boss is gonna die right now. Okay. Timer is 14 minutes. Okay, not crazy timer. Double pull here. Major cooldowns. Major cooldowns are coming in 10 seconds. He doesn't have them yet. You can use stuns and knockups and rings and everything to cancel the fixate on those mollies to you. So they essentially become dummies. DK pops cooldowns right now. He's gonna massacre this pack real quick. They're focusing one of them. It's fine. Okay. That's fine. Now we're gonna get to the boss. Let's see how they play the boss. I would assume on this boss, by the way, majority of the groups don't focus the ad because here is the idea why don't focus the ad. So as soon as this ad spawns, you have roughly like 20 seconds to kill it until next ad spawn. And the next ad, you got a line of sight anyway, so you don't have any boss uptime. So what most groups do is they cleave the boss while the ad is nearby. So let's see what he does. This DK is focusing right now the boss. Yeah, exactly what I just said. They're gonna just focus the boss and passively cleave the ad from the Evoker cleave, from DK cleave, and also DH cleave. As long as the ad is close to melee. You can use stuns, you can use knockbacks, you can use everything. And it doesn't really matter. And as soon as the second ad comes in right now, boss is gonna run away, and you as well run away. By the way, a small tip. If you have any pets on this boss, and the tank is not first in melee, they're gonna be dying. So make sure to recall your pets on top of the pet. As soon as the pet dies, then you can just go in. Unless tanks goes very early, like this monk right now, he did very early on, then that's fine. And they're gonna rinse repeat the boss. Let me just see right now. You wanna press defensive right now. See, right now, before this bird spawns, if you press the defensive, you can mitigate a lot of damage. Evoker pressed it after that, but that's fine. As you can see, as DK, you don't need to press anything. You just live like that. That's fine. And once again, you focus the boss, you cleave the ad. And that's it. They're gonna kill this, and I wanna see how much time they have left after this boss. 10 minutes of time. 9:45. No, 9:30, I think. 9:35. That's perfectly fine. Okay, so you can skip from the right side to the next side. Like, for example, DH can leap forward. DH can do, Brewmaster Monk can also leap. Augmentation Evoker can go there. Or I don't know, I'm not sure if they can rescue. Probably they can. You can use Wormstone as well. Everybody can jump. This DK decides not to use the Wormstone, even though he has it. He just plainly goes in. Okay? But then again, Death's Advance have no slows. He could have just used the stone. Oh, what are they doing here? Wait, what? Oh, I see why they haven't used the stone. Okay, this. Wait. This. Do you guys understand now why they took one extra caster after the first boss? Because they're skipping those two guys. Those two guys are the tank busters. Those are really hard for the tank. So I would assume the DH pulls them away in Night Elves, right? And you just Wooden Stone. No, not the DH. I think it's the Druid. Doesn't matter though. And now they're gonna do double pack here. Okay, I understand now. Because the right side gives more count. And also right side doesn't have the elemental, right? You have no elemental here, you just have a tank buster. It just focuses this guy. Wow, that is a smart poo, bro. That is a smart poo. And I believe they listed second boss because they can actually list now the pack instead of the boss. Okay. I did not expect that. Pretty smart. I like this. This dungeon is very hard to tank. One of the hardest dungeons to tank in my opinion. So the tank here is getting absolutely destroyed. Measure cooldowns right now. As soon as it gets this debuff, measure defensive cooldowns. My apology. Slowly chaining. Yes. Chaining to the next pack. They're still killing the old pack though. As you can see, there is no elemental here. No, never mind. They're putting the elemental. Speed down to go upstairs. Ooh, make sure you don't die. Focus here the elemental. As soon as the orb spawns, you're gonna see in a second. Elemental spawns orbs. As soon as the orb spawn, everybody's gonna switch to it. They wanna make sure it doesn't cast. Here you go. Orb spawning, everybody goes to it. Is this gonna be Touch of Death? Yes, Touch of Death. It heals the tank better. Perfect. And as soon as the orb is dead, he just chains the next pack. I wanna see if there's gonna be Bloodlust. They have cooldowns right now. Okay, so see what they do. So this is very smart. The tanks, they communicate all the time. The tank, as soon as you see DK having cooldowns, the tank is just chaining one pack on top of it because he knows DK with cooldowns means everything is gonna die. And you're gonna see in a second he's gonna climb so much higher. Beautiful. You can look on the bottom left what's happening here. On the bottom left, currently DK has roughly 16% more overall than the DH. 16%. The key hasn't even been finished. Also, DK does way better single target and lives more. And you guys ask me, is this gonna be the end of DK? I mean, DK is getting a nerf, but also DH gets a nerf, you know, Evoker gets a nerf, you know? So, all the classes can come close to them, but still DK to be the best DPS in my opinion. This time around, not by far, but still the best DPS. And they permachain, as you can see, they permachain. The moment either the elemental or the big guy dies, they just chain. And I assume now, as soon as the big guy dies here, and the orb dies, he's gonna chain the bird. Let's see. Okay, yeah, there you go. As soon as the orb dies now, let's see if he's gonna chain the bird. Here we go, bird chain. So, these are 3 mini bosses. Bird that does AoE damage, Elemental that has orb, and the Tank Buster. The Tank Buster mob is the one that bleeds everybody, bleeds 3 people, and has a Tank Buster ability for the tank. And you can handle two at a time. Elemental here is gonna die, that's why they chain, because he's on like 15% HP, and he just cast an orb. So there's no point for you not chaining here. And just focusing here the Tank Buster. This is an extremely hard pack, that's why they use Bloodlust and second cooldowns here. As you guys can so they use BO, potions, and making sure to zerg that before they die. This is much harder than the boss. That's why they're using last BO here. And if you Bloodlust third boss, you're not gonna get BO for this pack. That's why they BO second boss, to get BO here. Which makes the most sense, you know? And now they're gonna have left what 430 for the final boss. And on the final boss, you kind of want to play the boss near the edge so everybody can skip. So for example, you can, as a druid, you can leap to any nearby target. As a DH, you can vengeful retreat. Evoker can either hover or cast Wormstone. DK can cast Wormstone, and I think Ratwalk might help as well. Not 100% sure. We're gonna find out now. Tanks can never be targeted. Yeah, here you go. Near the edge here. This boss hurts like a truck, so make sure to press defenses if you get a beam on you. So usually he targets people who gets the beam, so if you don't have a defensive, you might get clapped. Let's say Evoker. Is Evoker gonna cast Wormstone here? Checking. Yes, he's casting Wormstone. Okay, so now he has no Wormstone. That's fine. This way you can just skip the ad completely. You just focus on a boss this way. I'm so impressed by the healer actually healing this dot on 22 without people pressing defensive. That is an augmentation evoker with 0 versatility, and he's just living that dot without defensive. Very impressed. I'm very impressed. I didn't see the fire focusing anybody. Did they night elf it? Wait. Where did the fire go? Usually there's like a fire on top of you that you have to move forward all the time. Did the DK AMS this shit? I don't know. I did not see any fire. Did DK AMS and that's why fire didn't become? Or did they night elf before the fire? We're gonna find out soon enough though. He's focusing the druid. Is druid gonna leap now? Let's take a look. Druid leaping? No, it's a rescue. Okay, never mind. It's a rescue, not a leap. That's fine. Aha, here you go. Here's the fire. It targets the evoker. Here runs away. I think you can night of this part, right? Because the fire didn't appear the first time. We're gonna check out in a second. I believe that was a night of, but not 100% sure. AMZ this one, okay. Who gets the debuff now? DH. Oh, that was Wormstone. Wormstone for the DK, and if he gets it again, he can get rescued, I believe. Okay, so the DK got it, but how did he remove it, brother? I don't know. Let me check. Am I blind? DK got it, but he removed it somehow. I don't even know how he removed it. I need to slow down the VOD after that and check what he pressed. Did he press Night Elf? Evoker gets it now. Is he gonna hover over? Let me check. Yeah, hover over. Easy clap. Okay. He gets it. He runs away. Okay, we need to analyze. That is the whole boss fight, by the way. That's the whole boss fight. Whoever gets the next bird can be rescued, and that's it. Who gets the next bird? The DK. Yeah, he's gonna get now rescued because he doesn't have a Wormstone, and boss is dead. They're not gonna get, you know, another cooldown. Yeah, okay, that's it. All right. Okay, so he couldn't. He had AMS. He didn't press AMS. I believe he just night elf. Like, can you night elf this? I guess, but I guess you can. I have no idea because he had AMS. Now he didn't press it. I wanna check. Just gonna roll the vault back in the beginning. Like, they skipped it somehow. I just don't know how they skipped it. The fire. I just can't figure it out. Who gets the beam? Did the boss bug out and skip it? I don't see any arrow on top of anybody. I don't know. If anybody knows in the comments, let me know. Rewatch this several times and figure it out, boys. But it's not AMS because he had AMS before. Although he just pressed AMS now. Okay. Interesting. Maybe it's Night Elf. Actually, it could be Night Elf probably. If Volker gets targeted, he runs away. That's fine though. Because I believe somebody else gets targeted. Let's check. Let's check who's gonna get targeted here. I think DK got targeted and he just Night Elf some shit. Let's take a look. Yeah, okay. We figured it out. He just pressed Night Elf. Here we go. Anyway, we got it. So I didn't notice, by the way. You can press so many abilities with this bullshit Night Elf, bro. You can cheese every boss, I swear. So apparently, if you do get that beam on you, Night Elf it, the beam gets cancelled. Mystery solved. Anyway, guys, that's everything so far. These guys are resilient, plus 22, world first, 4,160 score. Once again, shout out to these big guys from China, absolute legends. And yeah, I will see you guys next time. Thank you for watching the series. Let me know in the comments below if you'd like me to continue the series and keep up with high skills in the world, etc. If that's interesting to you or not. Yeah, just let me know in the comments below. Bye for now.